Good morning, circus fans. It's been a little while since I've been in the caregiving circus community, but I thought I'd stop in to give you some great tips on Tech Tip Tuesday. So, if you know anyone who's trying to find a solution to a technology problem and they can't seem to find it, you might want to invite them. I think the invite button on my screen's over here. Invite your friends to come on over and see this and invite them into the group. We love to have people in that can help one another. So, for all of my live viewers, hello, and for all my replay viewers, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Jackie Schwab. I am your reluctant ringmaster, which all of you should know because you are in my private group. It is cold here and not sunny and not warm in Wisconsin. And so we're going to talk about stuff that's way more fun than how cold I am. So today is Nerds Uniting, and I do crack myself up. My husband's here, and he's probably thinking I'm off my bananas, but I think I'm pretty good. So, all right. So when I was starting out in my caregiving journey, I was really struggling to find some of the tools that I needed because I wasn't really utilizing the same words that everyone else was using. I didn't call myself a family caregiver. I didn't call myself a caregiver. I called myself a daughter. I called myself a mom. And I just happen to have a daughter who had a diagnosis of autism. And I also had a mom who has a diagnosis of CHF and COPD and a few other things. But the struggle really came when I was trying to find different resources and tools to help support us, which I knew there had to be because I've been in technology for 20 plus years. And I really was finding very, very little to help me. And it turns out there's actually quite a lot of really cool tools out there. They're just not really marketed to us in a way that we might be able to find them easily. So my very, very best example is a product called Reminder Rosie. And Reminder Rosie is essentially a beautiful little, well, she's not beautiful. She's actually not the cutest ever, but she's a little alarm clock. And she allows you to record 25 messages that go off at a specific time for your person you're caring for. But it's very, very distinctively marketed toward people with dementia, people with Alzheimer's, people who are aging, maybe not gracefully, and want those types of reminders, or they're startled easily by an alarm. Well, I don't know about y'all folks, but if any of you guys have autistic kiddos, we have the exact same problem. Our kids sometimes will only listen to us. They're not going to listen to this bip, 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 bip. In fact, that sound may drive them bonkers and may make my morning really suck. So I was like, how do you find something like this? And the problem was I was searching by diagnosis at that point. Like, how do stuff to help my kid with autism, stuff to help this. I'm a mom, I'm a this. And so what I found out was while SEO, right, search engine optimization, is a pretty fantastic thing, when working appropriately and when it knows the right words, it's not exactly helpful when you don't know what you're looking for. And so what I figured out was I had to look at problems a little bit differently. So I have like two big tips that I hope will be helpful for any of you guys that are trying to figure out how in the world are you going to be able to solve this problem. And I wanted to say where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, but it didn't apply, but I just told you that anyway. But the very first tip was try to consider the function that you need something to do versus maybe the diagnosis. So in this case, I was looking for a way to not scare my daughter and wake her up. And that's different than, things for kids with autism. So if you start looking at the symptom that you're trying to work through, and maybe even brainstorm other similar diagnoses in elder care, or if you have an elder in child care, you'll end up finding things that are just, people don't have enough time and money and effort to market to everyone. And so you'll find things that are actually really helpful for autism that are talking about, or being talked a lot about in the Alzheimer's community or the dementia or aging communities and vice versa. I mean, another example is there are some really cool adapted games that are utilized in assisted living facilities, like adapting Uno to be able to work with their cognitive level. Well, that's a really great flippin' idea for Zoe too. So I think that if you consider the impact of or the symptoms related to the thing would be one. The second would be look in a similar diagnosis market. So like I said, autism with dementia or Alzheimer's. And the third is start using words that you don't want to label yourself as yet, right? So look for things like caregiver, family caregiver, paid caregiver, home care, senior care. So while those are not things that you need right now, they are places that those types of products are marketed. So you'll be able to find things like bed cover, sheet covers, so that, you know, if someone has an accident, it's not so terrible, right? You'll find door alarms or automated control systems they're home friendly, but they're really not marketed to the consumer market just yet. So there are really, really great products out there, especially in the home healthcare side of things, and the assisted living and long-term care for wander management and safety and security that are really fantastic, but you just got to know what you're looking for. And that's the problem, right, that we're talking about. So hopefully you find this helpful. I'll see you guys all again soon, and have a really awesome day.